各位专家、各位朋友，大家好。很高兴
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here again at the end of April to discuss the international situation and China's foreign policy. 2025 is the 80th anniversary of the victory of the World War and the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. In this significant historical year, the world has once again come to the crucial juncture of where to go and where to go. This year, the international situation has evolved into an important watershed. The monopoly of power is unbearable, and the multidimensional world has come to a standstill. The new and old contradictions that have emerged over the past 100 years are concentrated, and the struggle for progress is still on the rise. This year, the global economic situation has been severely impacted. The tariffs have undermined international trade rules and disrupted the global economic order. The choice of openness or closeness remains uncertain. This year, the global military-industrial war and cross-border conflicts have been frequent, and since the end of World War II, the tension has been high. The political turmoil in the DPRK continues to spread, and the question of peace or war is pressing on the people. In the face of a new historical juncture, under the strong leadership of Xi Jinping, we will build a human-fated community. We will use diplomacy as a strategic guide. We will unite the world's advanced forces with the greatest sincerity. We will use the greatest efforts to gather the energy for peaceful development, to ensure peace and cooperation, to respond to changes, to rejuvenate the Chinese people, and to unify the turbulent world. We will continue to create a new era of China's unique diplomatic diplomacy. In the face of world peace and chaos, China is a stable anchor. As the century progresses, international relations are changing. The risk of conflict between major powers is increasing. China is the world's major power, and the UN Security Council is a long-standing member state. We have always been committed to maintaining world peace, and we are working hard to build a new relationship between major powers. China is running a lot of work. In a world of chaos, Asia has become a global development and prosperity highland recognized by the world. Our relations with neighboring countries have been at their best since the modern era. At the same time, the surrounding situation is closely linked to the global situation. We need to work tirelessly to maintain the stability and prosperity of our surroundings. At a critical moment in the surrounding situation, the CPC Central Committee convened the first surrounding work conference since the founding of the new China. It made it clear the importance of the surroundings in the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. It proposed the efforts to build a peaceful, prosperous, beautiful, and friendly 5 great homes. President Xi Jinping's foreign affairs and important initiatives have been well received. President Xi Jinping successfully hosted the Tianjin Summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and designed the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's strategy for the next 10 years. It landed 4 regional security centers and established 6 cooperation platforms and signed dozens of cooperation documents in various fields. China's exchanges with neighboring countries are entering a new era of accelerating the construction of a community of people and people. Over the past year, the development of regional relations and environmental change have once again proved that it is a good thing, and a good thing to be neighboring to China. China is not engaged in land disputes around the world, but is committed to wood, peace, and prosperity. It is not engaged in the scope of power, but in the construction of a community of people and people. It is not engaged in one-spoken talks around the world, but in the construction of a community of people. It is not engaged in one-spoken talks around the world, but in the construction of a community of people and people. It is not engaged in one-spoken talks around the world, but in the construction of a community of people and people. In the face of international changes, China is determined. The United Nations has been in a storm for 80 years, and the international system has changed rapidly. In the face of the development of the times, some people try to break, and some people try to reverse. China's choice is to face the future and work with all parties to build a community of people and to push the international system towards a more just and reasonable direction of development. Building a community of people is the core concept of Xi Jinping's foreign policy. It adapts to the trends of the development of the times and conforms to the common interests of the Chinese people and the people of all countries in the world. This year, the Chinese Communist Party's 15th planning suggestion, adopted by the 20th plenary session of the 4th plenary session of the Chinese Communist Party, was held. It is the main line to build a community of people and to deploy foreign work for the next 5 years. It shows the firm belief and practical action of China's efforts to make progress for mankind and for the world. In 2025, the world witnessed the moment of global governance change. President Xi Jinping solemnly proposed Global Governance Initiative and advocated for equal sovereignty, international rule of law, multilateralism, human rights, and the 5 principles of action. China proposed a plan to promote the construction of a more just and reasonable global governance system and to re-establish the core status and leading role of the United Nations. This initiative met the urgent needs of the world today and was quickly responded to and supported by more than 150 countries and international organizations. China solemnly commemorates the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese people's anti-human war and the world's anti-fascist war. President Xi Jinping gave an important speech to promote the spirit of great anti-war and stick to the right view of World War II, and issued a message that justice will prevail, peace will prevail, and the people will prevail. President Xi Jinping specifically attended the Global Women's Summit held in Beijing and emphasized the need to accelerate the progress of women's development, build a broader consensus, and open a wider path. China and more than 30 countries jointly established the International Coordination Council and became the first government and international organizations to deal with international disputes in a special way. China responded to the requirements of the UN Charter and built a new platform for resolving disputes between countries. China also advocated the establishment of the World Artificial Intelligence Cooperation Organization and intensified global artificial intelligence capabilities in the South, and coalesced with the Smart Red Hook to accelerate the progress of artificial intelligence global governance. However, in the special year when the people of the world gathered for historical lessons and sought peace and development, Japan, which launched the Chinese-Japanese War, not only did not reflect deeply on its own crimes, but also openly challenged China's territorial sovereignty, challenged the historical conclusion of World War II, and challenged the international order of war. To this end, all the countries that love peace and all the people who do not want tragedies to repeat will never agree. We must be highly vigilant of the Japanese militarism and must firmly defend the results of the Second World War, which was won by bloodshed. We must effectively maintain the unwavering stability of peace. China is the main engine of global economic development. The global economy is slowing down, and monopolism and protectionism are rampant. The international economic and trade system is severely impacted, and the development of each country is facing major challenges. China's economy is moving forward with a strong will and full of vitality to support the world. With a higher level of foreign openness, including one-sided openness, sharing opportunities with the world, China's contribution to the world's economic growth continues to remain at about 30%, which is higher than the sum of the Group of Seven. China has become the main driving force for global development. Over the past year, we have been working hard to promote high-quality, One Belt and Road initiative. We have signed cooperation plans and action plans with several countries in South Asia, Latin America, and Central Asia. China's direct investment in non-financial institutions has grown by more than 20%. The Belt and Road Initiative is a new milestone in China-Africa friendship. China-EU railway construction is a new progress for regional connectivity. In the past year, we have taken on the task of promoting global development, and we have held continuous pro-democracy and pro-democracy forums. The Hainan Self-Defense Force has officially launched a full-scale division of the island, and we have fully completed and signed the self-defense zone with the Eastern Alliance. We have also signed a 3-point upgrade plan. We will continue to implement the 10 partnership action with Africa, build 5 projects with Latin America, build 5 cooperative structures with the Arab world, and form 7 cooperative platforms with the Pacific Islands. We have successfully held the first summit of the East Alliance China-Pacific Partnership, and we will continue to work closely with all sectors to develop cooperative partners. In the past year, we have overcome external environmental interference and challenges, and we have extended a helping hand to international partners in need of support and assistance. We have implemented zero tariffs on all underdeveloped countries and African countries, and we have announced that we will not ask for new tariffs and that we will take the responsibility of China's international responsibility. In the past year, we have extended the exemption of friendship rights to 48 countries, and we have extended the exemption of friendship rights to 55 countries. In the first 3 quarters of this year, there were more than 20 million foreigners who were exempted from entry into China, which is more than 50% more than before. This has opened up new opportunities for international exchanges. China's exchanges with the world have not only deepened, but the world's view of China has also become more rational and friendly. In the face of international moral threats, China is a depository city. Power is not the truth. The winner cannot be ruled. The good will not be destroyed. Justice is in the world. China's diplomacy promotes peace, development, fairness, justice, democracy, and freedom of all human beings, and is committed to upholding justice in the world, upholding international moral principles. In order to seek more lasting peace, we have established an objective, fair, standard-based, China-specific hotline. We will not interfere with internal affairs. We will not incite exchanges. We will not take sides. We will not use force. To develop a more effective way of life. The Great People's Republic is a major factor in the war and peace. The world must find a new path for the peace and progress of the Great People's Republic in the new era. China's focus is on peace and development. In the process of improving its own ability to develop peace and strategy, China is committed to promoting other major powers to follow the path of peace and development. We will work together to build a large-scale relationship of peace and stability, overall stability, and balanced development. We will build a new paradigm of active interaction between China and the United States in the 3 principles of mutual respect, peace and cooperation, and cooperation. We will firmly maintain the base of interests of our sovereignty, security, and development, and promote Sino-US relations to achieve healthy, stable, and sustainable development. We will consolidate the China-Russian relationship of eternal friendship, universal strategic cooperation, and mutual benefits and cooperation. We will continue to build a new relationship between China and Russia, and we will continue to build a new relationship between China and Russia. The 3 principles of cooperation and win-win cooperation build a new paradigm of active interaction between China and the United States. On the basis of firm maintenance of national sovereignty, security, development, and interests, we will promote Sino-US relations and achieve healthy, stable, and sustainable development. We will consolidate China-Russia relations, which have always aimed at friendly, comprehensive strategic cooperation and win-win cooperation. We will build a new space for Sino-Russia relations, which aim at comprehensive strategic cooperation and win-win cooperation between China and the United States. We will continue to add new beauty to Sino-Russia relations, which aim at comprehensive strategic cooperation and win-win cooperation between China and the United States. We will maintain the strategic stability of international relations and national relations together. We will promote the tradition of mutual respect, collective sincerity, open cooperation, and win-win cooperation between China and Europe, and build a new space for Sino-Europe relations to be a true partner of multilateralism. Third, we will work harder to build a community of mutual destiny around the world. Building a community of mutual destiny around the world is a high-level goal of China's foreign policy. It is a historic process that requires constant effort and continuous promotion. The environment is the key to building a community of mutual destiny. We will deeply observe the spirit of the Central Environmental Working Group and uphold the common concept of sincerity, tolerance, and mutual destiny. We will work together to build a peaceful homeland, promote a common sense of security, manage conflicts and differences well, and keep the people away from conflict and war. We need to build a safe and secure home, actively address heat issues, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, cultivate mutual strategic trust, and eliminate the soil conditions that are contradictory to each other. We need to build a prosperous home, explore the potential of RCEP cooperation, and ensure the implementation of the China-East Asia Free Trade Zone 3.0 as soon as possible, and deepen regional development and integrate all regions. We need to build a beautiful home, strengthen ecological and cultural exchanges, and implement the Green Mountains and Clear Waters, which is the concept of the Gold Mountain and Silver Mountain, and promote sustainable development of the region. We need to build a friendly home, expand human-to-human communication, promote people-to-people communication, and strengthen the people-to-people foundation of the surrounding community. Fourth, we will join forces to promote modernization to the south of the globe. Modernization does not mean westernization. China and the countries in the south of the globe support each other on the road to modernization and move forward together. We will jointly contribute to the advancement of human civilization and the new strong path. As the largest developing country, China will firmly uphold the overall interests of developing countries and strive to strengthen itself jointly with the south of the globe. The Golden Sphere is an important platform for global Southern cooperation. We will support the Golden Sphere mechanism to grow and strengthen, and promote the Golden Sphere to improve representation and right to speech in multilateral processes. It is the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Africa in 2026. We will promote and support the modernization of cooperation in Africa, accelerate the joint development of economic partnerships with thousands of African countries, and accelerate the landing of zero-tax policies in Africa, and write down the history of China and Africa's shared destiny. The turbulent Middle East will move the world. We will host the second Sino-Arab Summit, strengthen Sino-Arab solidarity and mutual trust, and accelerate the completion of the China-Africa Free Trade Agreement. The direction of China-Arab shared destiny is constantly advancing. We are closely monitoring the change in the situation in Latin America and will firmly support Latin American countries to defend their sovereignty and national dignity and accelerate the development of these countries on the path of self-determination. Fifth, we will inject more power into global open cooperation. The 15th Plan is a new blueprint for China's development and also a new vision of China's cooperation with the world. China will continue to maintain a high level of openness to the outside world and continue to release massive market dividends to the world, to lead the trend of global open cooperation, to counter the current of decoupling and closing, and to share opportunities with other countries. We will build a better overall and major landmark project and small and medium-sized projects to properly respond to the interference and difficulties on the path of development and to build the world's largest and widest international cooperation platform. Let's walk the path of China-Arab solidarity and mutual trust. We will firmly maintain the multilateral trade system, jointly resist the tyranny of protectionism and tariffs, and expand trade and investment liberalization in all regions of the world. As the host of the 2026 Asia-Pacific Cooperation Organization, we will strengthen communication and close coordination with all economies and proactively promote Asia-Pacific joint construction, activate and explore the path of realizing the Asia-Pacific self-defense zone, so that the Asia-Pacific region continues to be at the forefront of global open cooperation. Sixth, we will make more outstanding contributions to the reform and improvement of global governance. Facing the global challenges that are coming one after another, the international system and mechanisms need to work together to improve. President Xi Jinping has proposed 4 major initiatives for global development, global security, global civilization, and global governance. He has advocated the promotion of equal and sustainable globalization, as well as universal economic globalization. These have all contributed to the establishment of a more just and reasonable global governance system. We will continue to be the guardians and builders of the current international system. We will work together to enhance the United Nations' authority and status, stick to the principles of the United Nations Charter, and support the United Nations to play an important role in the major issues. We will vigorously promote the development agenda, return to the center of global governance, and support the priority increase in the number of people in various governance systems in the Global South. We will actively make up for the deficit of governance, fill the blind spots of governance, expand governance jails, and build new governance mechanisms and platforms with the spirit of openness and tolerance. We will show a more determined mission and responsibility to defend national interests. In the midst of a century of changes, China's diplomacy will be brave in the face of stormy winds and waves, and even in the midst of a stormy test. We will stick to the principles, stick to the bottom line, firmly defend national sovereignty, security, and development interests, and resolutely undermine all attempts to divide the country. We will continue to improve our determination to defend national sovereignty, counter sanctions, counter intervention, and counter long-term management, and provide a more beneficial mechanism for effectively safeguarding national and people's interests. We will carry out the diplomatic civilization organization without hesitation, accelerate the construction of a more stringent overseas security system, strengthen the risk prevention mechanism, and strengthen security cooperation with law enforcement agencies across the country, so that Chinese citizens and legal professionals can work and live abroad more safely, more steadily, and more at ease. Ladies and gentlemen, times are changing, and the great rejuvenation of the Chinese people is inevitable. We will be more closely united around the Party Central Committee and adhere to the scientific guidance of Xi Jinping's diplomatic ideology. We will be more actively engaged in history, be more active in the spirit of creation, and be more active in the spirit of national rejuvenation, and build a new foundation for the common cause of the people. Thank you.